Hello everyone. There's a train close by. I'm out here with Kitty, and my seeds aren't coming up yet. I don't know, some of them take a while, but it's also kind of, no, it's not really dry all the way. I think this was this soil here that I got from Walmart. It's got says it's got like 6 months of fertilizer in it. I didn't really think about it, but this soil is probably too hot, as they call it, for seeds to start seeds in. So I probably just wasted those seeds. It's just too much fertilizer in it. I should have started them in some seed starter. You know, out here, that soil is not, it's been used already, and I put a little more on it and stuff, but it's not, so to speak, hot. Like this is obviously got a lot of fertilizer in it. So they're not coming up. If I start any more, I'm gonna have to like put some on at least on the top, maybe put some seed starter soil on top of that and let them start in that, and then once they get their roots down in there, they'll be big enough to handle the fertilizer. Didn't really think about it when I planted them. These are doing pretty good in the pots. You can tell a little bit of damage from like a bug killer or a weed spray. I think there was some ants in that. I don't know if there was any in that other one. I filled it up, so it couldn't have been in that one. But I think there was some ants in this that I sprayed, and so it's not growing. Or there's 2 of them in there. They're not going crazy. I mean, they're not dead or anything, but they're not. You know, you can see these curled up leaves and stuff. They won't be as productive. I'm already getting some banana peppers on this one. You can see down there. There's several more. I don't know if I'm getting blooms on these peppers. I don't know if I've got any actual peppers on here. Here's a little baby one right there. Yeah, little one there. So they'll produce some. There's that little ivy plant. It's doing good in there. Kitty, go over here for a minute. Oh, she wanted to go out, and I'm having a problem with her. When I put her in there, she jumps out before I can get the thing zipped up. And she did it, I think it was yesterday. And I said, okay, you don't want to go? You won't go. So I came out here by myself and did some stuff. And then today she got in it and jumped right back out. And I said, I'll tell you what, you do that one more time, you're not going out. And I think in some way she must have understood me, because I put her in there and she didn't try to jump out after that. Yeah, these 2 here are not doing too great, because I sprayed a bunch of weed killer around here, and look, it's already grown back. All this grass is just growing like crazy around everything. And I'm not going to spray it. I need to get my hoe out, I guess. But I'm not going to do it when it's really hot in the middle of the day. So that one, even though it's got a big old tomato on it, I don't think it's going to be very productive or anything. And this one's got a couple, you can see down there, tomatoes. They're starting to show up. But this one looks fine. Obviously it was just effective work. I sprayed, because I sprayed it over in this area, and it didn't really get over here. I'm training these up through the cages as they grow. You don't want a stem to grow out this way, because it won't be supported once it gets up this high. You want it laying over this, or like here, it's laying over this. You got to really keep up with it. They grow pretty fast. I think this has a couple in it somewhere. There's 3 or 4 down in there. Let's see. These have some too. See how this one's underneath it? You just train it over as it goes. And they're looking good though. They've got plenty of rain this year so far, and they're just looking really good. I mean, they're growing up tall. They got strong. You see strong branches in there, really strong. I was trying to see if there was a bigger tomato. Yeah. Where did I see a big one? Yeah, these are all looking really nice. They're getting all kinds of blooms on them. Okay. There's a pretty nice one. That's a German pink. Well, I accidentally hit it off. I can splice it back together though. But I was trying to get a picture of this nice German pink here. That's nice. Here's a nice one too. Still got the bloom on it. Stuck on it. Oh, that's another bloom. Here's one. I can see some over there. That's a Kentucky. These with the potato leaves, they would call them, are German pink. They're doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to trying these. I haven't tried one yet before. And the beef steaks they're starting to get some. There's some right there. This one's looking pretty good. See, it's not ready to put over this one yet, really. I mean, it'll just about. So I have to keep an eye on it. And they'll grow up over the top of these too. I see one back there I need to do something with. I don't break it. I want to take it and get it inside here. There we go. It's looking good. That's a Kentucky beefsteak. Let's see. Put them in there. Well, I must have hit, I don't know if I hit that button again. I keep hitting it when I'm trying to take pictures. I hope it didn't cut off again. These peppers need a little water, especially the ones against the house here. I've mentioned they don't get as much rainwater if it rains straight down because of the awning up there. This one needs some water here. I try to wait until it's not direct sun on them to water, because it can, especially if you get any water on the leaves, it'll burn them. Because the water acts like a magnifying glass. If you know the droplets, and it'll make like a little burn mark kind of on them. I'm trying to see if there's any decent sized. I see bell peppers, but I don't see any really big yet or anything. There's going to be several on that one back there. And I have to watch. I have to cut branches from these tomatoes over here that'll go over on top of these peppers. Yeah, these need watered after a while. I'll wait till the shade gets over this, and I'll water them. So everything's looking good over here, really. Just needs a little water, maybe. And, oh, there's two tomatoes in there. I thought there was just one right down in here. That's two, unless they're both connected. Nope. There's two of them. You see those down there? You might not be able to focus on it really good. Okay, so there's going to be tomatoes before you know it. The cucumbers, I was having a problem over here. You can see down these lower ones. I think that's because I was getting water on the leaves. That's kind of like what I mean, the burn marks. I'm not positive that's what that is, but I'm pretty sure. So I've been trying to water real low without just pouring it on them. I think that kills them, just like the tomatoes after so long, because of the tap water having chlorine and fluoride and stuff in it, especially the chlorine. And I'm fighting all these little weeds. You can't hardly keep up with it, I mean, unless you did it every single day, I guess, which I don't. I come out here and do this a lot though, but it'd be easier with the hoe over there to try to get some of that grass up. I don't want it taking all the nutrients. But anyway, the newer leaves here are looking better now than the ones did at the bottom, so I think they're going to be all right. It's going to be hot too. I mean, they got to be able to handle the heat and stuff. And these said that they were hard to get any diseases, in other words. Okay, I've done enough of that for there. That's all the carrots here. They're doing okay. It doesn't even look like I'm going to have to. I actually they're super small seeds, but I tried to only put one in each spot because it is really hard to thin carrots when they're thick. Kind of the same thing I think happened over here. I planted, if y'all remember, I planted some herbs over here, and they just never really did anything. They never really came up. That might be one right there, I'm not sure, but they didn't, it's probably too hot for them too, I guess, in here, because the topsoil on this is pretty new. It's from some pots that I had, a bunch of, pots with the soil in it I just dumped out here from last year. Okay, that's the dill. Now, I planted it by seed there, and it's doing pretty good. The dill is. It came up just fine. But the thyme and basil and oregano, none of that came up. I don't want plants growing in here in this. Sorry, sometimes I don't think about where the camera is when I'm doing something. And it might be facing towards the ground or something. Well, I picked on that. I've got this one pretty good. There's still weeds in it, but now these are going to try to start climbing, a lot of them. So see, I'm going to try to help them out a little bit, like that. Look at there, and it'll start growing on that. Try to pull them all over this way. See if that one will. Just do it like that. Just push them in towards the trellis, and they'll grab a hold of it eventually. So I got both kinds. I got bush ones in here that won't get much taller than this, and I've got a pole bean. I think they're Kentucky Wonder or something like that. Pole bean. They'll grow. So that way it'll grow all over everything, hopefully. Which way is this one trying to go? Yeah, I'll work on that some more. But that's what you pretty much got to do. This is where I stuck this one in here the other day. There it goes. There's nothing for that one to grab on too much yet. Okay. First row here is spinach. It's looking pretty good too. I mean, you can eat it when it's this small, of course, baby spinach, but I'm gonna let it get a little bigger these are like romaine. They're romaine. So they'll be like little, you know, a little head of romaine, each one. And this is leaf lettuce. It's looking really good now. And this will be like the romaine kind of. It'll have little bunches, little heads of it. And the all these radishes are looking great. Take a picture of this. Yeah, they're doing really good. I don't think they're big enough to eat yet, but they won't take them long. Here's one. Look at this. I mean, that one's pretty much ready. I didn't realize with such small leaves on it, it could have such a big. That's a scarlet globe. Yeah, look at that. I'm covering them back up until we get some. Now, let's see. I wonder about these other ones that are from Dollar Tree over here. But you can see, yeah, they're about big enough to start eating on them. You don't want them to get monstrous. They'll start splitting. They'll start. This half a row right here is from Dollar Tree. Look how nice they've got. How big. I just want to see if they're big underneath here. See, that one doesn't feel that big. It's like a pencil or something. All right, this is a variety. These, see, they look really big, and they're not. The leaves look really big. Here's a nice one, though. You see it down in there? Look at that. Look at this one. We need to have us a salad now. I could actually, if I wanted to, I could get some of this this leaf lettuce, and a lot of it'll grow back when you cut it. Yeah, so obviously there's more radishes ready than I thought, and they're bigger than I thought. Pretty big. Yep. I don't know how good you can see that actually. I'll just cover it back up for now. This one's a little wimpy still, but there's two more growing. And I'm thinking, if they don't interfere too much with each other, you know, the more dominant one's going to grow bigger anyway. I don't know if I'm going to take these other ones out. You know, they'll all grow in their own way, and I'll have more of them that way. We'll just see how it goes. I can always pull them up if they get too crowded. Pull a couple up. And there's the okra. Doing pretty good. And these things here are so aggravating. They're all over the place. I pulled a bunch out of here yesterday. Oh well. Okay, so the squash is looking good too. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with everything. It's hard to believe that those rabbits, you know, there's about 5. I'm trying to open my water. There's about 5 rabbits out here. Some of them, at least three of them, are those that I rescued from my garden last year when they got stuck in the bird netting. So the only thing I've got to deter them is these pie pans, and it seems to be working great because it's always a little breezy, seems like. And you can hear the noise they make, and they reflect light. I've not had to use anything. There's nothing stopping them from getting in here and eating all this lettuce, which they would love. So it has to be the pie pans, or maybe, you know, I'm sure they're not saying, "Hey, he's a cool guy. He's our stepdad or whatever." Leave this stuff alone. Couple crows. But they could. I mean, I've had to put a fence around this before with bird netting. Same with this one here, because they'll eat the tops of these carrots. But they're not bothering anything so far. So I'm just hoping it stays that way. What did I do to this one when I was looking at it? Pulled it over that way. There you go. Get you back like you were. What you doing there, kitty? So all in all, everything's looking great. These two plants here, you know, I learned something from them. Don't spray weed killer, you know, close by. Let's see how the little flowers over here are doing. Oh my gosh, there's those ants again. I have sprayed these every day, y'all. Look. I'm almost glad it's like this. Look at these ants. You can't even see it. It looks like dirt. There's so many of them. I have sprayed these about 4 days in a row now, and there's more every day. That's hard to believe. I'm gonna have to end up spraying that today. Again, they're all over. They're going all the way down through here. And they're obviously going into the brick. They're like they've eaten through the mortar, and they got little holes down there. So I might have to get something stronger. I don't know. Maybe I could bring one of my traps out here. I mean, not a trap. It's a bait station, and it's supposed to take it to the queen or whatever. So I trimmed that bush. It looks much better. I've been saying I was going to do it. Finally did it. And I got this one somewhat done. It looks pretty good. But I have all the rest to go. There was a big tree trying to grow out of that mess over there. I cut it out. Okay. These might need some water today. Looks like some little baby white flowers in there. But all these are flowers as far as I know. This kind of looks like a tree in a way, but I'm not going to pull them up yet until I see what they are, because I planted a bunch of seeds here. These are doing good. This thing's been blooming almost every day. Not quite as many as it was, but it's still loaded with them. So all those will bloom on it. I don't know if you can see them on it or not. But yeah, I think I'm gonna spray and bring out a trap. I mean, I don't know why I keep calling them traps. They're bait stations. Because it's unbelievable I've killed as many as I have. It's been like that about 3 or 4 times. And I've sprayed them and they all die. And then the next day there's more. It's unbelievable. What you doing, kitty? Let's walk a little bit. It's pretty warm out here. I don't know what the temperature is, but yeah, I got this one pretty good. Looks good, much better than it did. You can only do so much when it's really hot, or I can only work. I worked for about 1.5 hours out here the other day. And then I'm going to take a break today from it, and maybe tomorrow or something I'll cut a couple more of those, or trim a couple more of those bushes. And then a few days later I'll trim the rest of them, I'd say. If I try to overdo it, I'll be worthless for a few days. I'll be sore and just, you know, it gets to your joints and stuff when you have arthritis to stay bent over and squatted down and reaching out with stuff. The trimmer gets, believe it or not, it gets a little heavy after a while. What you doing there, sweetie? You been awful quiet. Huh? Where's your friend? Say, not my friend. She tried to attack that cat. It's like a Siamese. It's got a collar on it and stuff. It lives around here, obviously. And it came up to this stroller, Kitty. She started hissing and she jumped. You know, of course, she didn't get out of it. She hit the screen, you know. That cat was like, whoa. It kind of backed off, you know. See, the mailman's here. I'm sure there's nothing but bills. If we did get anything. Bills and spam. I guess you'd call just junk mail is what they call it. Not spam, but it's about the same. It is nice today. There's a little breeze. So, let's see, it's already hit the 20-minute mark. Time flies. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go in. I'm not going to go in, actually. I'm going to do some other things out here. I think I have to water a little bit, but I'm going to wait on it. Like I said, I don't like doing the watering right when the direct sun's on them, real hot. I'll wait till the shade starts about 4:30. It'll start coming across the yard like that, and all those will be in shade by about 7, which is when I do the most of the stuff on the garden after it's in the shade. I got this chair out here. I was looking at it. It needs. I already tried to fix it once. I put a new screw in this thing right here, and it stripped it. So inside of this, it's stripped. I mean, it won't thread right. I'd have to actually probably drill all the way through here and put a real long bolt or screw or whatever through it, and then a nut on the end. So I was thinking about trying to fix that one day. It's a pretty good little chair. It's just that thing broke where it goes in right there. That's one of them Aldi chairs. We got this one. I think this was from Aldi. And then we got 2 that are lounge chairs. And the twine or stuff that holds the fabric on it. Man, that stuff, it didn't take long, a couple years, and it started breaking. And it's really hard to redo that. So I don't know. They're just sitting there now. There's nothing wrong with the frames of them. They just need redone, you know. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this out and about. No, not out and about. In a way it is. Hope you enjoyed this garden update, and let's walk and talk with Kitty. Everything, like I said, is doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with everything so far, so we'll see how it goes. I'll do another garden update soon. I try not to do them like every day or something, but you know, to where you can tell that it's grown. I'm sure you can tell it's grown since the last one I did, which was about a week ago. Especially that over there, it's really filled up. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out, and hit that bell notification so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and God bless.